Aries, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Aries love reading. Today we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here in May 2024. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Aries, 3 cards for your person. Then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom, the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get started. Let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Aries and their romantic person of interest here in May 2024. Okay, that was very weird. It felt like 2 or 3 were going to come out and none of them did. What's going on with you, Aries? It's been a minute. What's going on with Aries as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them in May 2024, please? Let's go one more. Look you. What's going on with your person, Aries? What's going on with Aries' romantic person of interest as it relates to Aries' connection between them? Okay, that's interesting. That usually does not happen. Okay, thank you. All right. What usually doesn't happen there is I got 2 cards for their first position here. It's common that I get an extra card for somebody, but it's usually almost always the last card, and this time it was their first card. Very interesting. Bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading, 2 of Wands. This is Aries energy. 2s are choices and decisions. This is a fork in the road. It's a crossroads in this connection, maybe a crossroads in your lives. This is a decision point, and it's a decision about what is it that I really want for my life? What do I want my world to be like? And which of these 2 paths is going to get me to that? And which path do I need to leave behind? So there's some sort of a choice here about what is it I really want for my life. I have one of those options, looks like the Hierophant here, which is the Taurus Major Arcana energy. This is an energy of commitment. It's about being committed to something bigger than you in a relationship. That would be being fully committed to the relationship, trying to take that to the next level. This is often referred to as a marriage card. I do have the Sun right behind that. This is looking good. This is Leo energy. It's a Leo Major Arcana card. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. Really hard to get a better card than that in a relationship reading. Every once in a while, this card means something different than that. Sometimes it can represent something being illuminated or something being exposed. Like the card that comes before the Sun is the Moon. So when the moon's out, it's dark outside. Things can be hidden in the dark. There can be stuff going on that hasn't been seen yet. And the next step would be the sun comes up and now it's not dark anymore. And all the stuff that was in the darkness can be seen now. So it can have something to do with that. It could also be we have a choice to make about what is it that I want. And we've got commitment and happiness here. And happiness being tied to commitment. Oh, damn. But we also have the Empress right behind that, which is the mother of the tarot deck. She's perpetually pregnant, so she's always giving birth to something. In a relationship reading, she represents the birth of something new. Sometimes the rebirth of something. So that's the overall gist of what it looks like. This is going to talk to me about some sort of a choice between what looks like being fully committed to a relationship and taking it to the next level versus birthing something new. And there's this weird thing of happiness being tied to both pieces there. So we're probably going to need to come back to this more as we go along. That's the gist of what this is going to talk about. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in May 2024. It doesn't always affect you both exactly the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences. Sometimes they say or do something and you start to feel or act this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's legitimately something external that's affecting both of you. But the mutual point of interest for you guys, Aries, is the 5 of Cups. This is Scorpio energy. 5s are conflict, change. This is some sort of an emotional loss here. This is about sadness and remorse about the past, feeling negative, low vibrational energies. Here you can see the person looks depressed and sad, and they're fixated on these 3 cups that have been spilled, and all the love and emotions and all the time, effort, and energy that's been spilled and wasted. In the background, though, there are still 2 upright cups, full cups. That can represent that there's still a connection in the background that you feel, or that both of you feel in this case, because it's shared energy. Sometimes that can represent that there is a choice about the connection in the background, or even a choice between more than one cup of love. But this at its core is about whatever a person focuses on is literally going to dictate to them what emotions they experience. So here this person's focused on the past and they're feeling the past. They're focused on this thing that they've lost and they're feeling that loss. They're focused on something that they think is missing from their life and they're feeling the gap in their life. They do have something that they could be happy about. It's just a matter of controlling focus here. But this is looking like we got some sort of sadness and possible regrets about something here. Tell me about this 5 of Cups. Why is that the mutual point of interest between Aries and their person of interest? Okay. Time out now. Trying to give me everything all at once here. Making me dig for all of it, too. Bottom of the deck. Wow. 5 of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. Again, 5s are conflict. I'm clarifying a 5 right now. I have another 5 as the first clarifier out here. So I got a lot of conflict. This second card deep in the overall energy, the Hierophant, is the 5 of the major arcana. So he rules over the 5s of all 4 suits in the deck. So I got a bunch of 5s out here. The only one I'm missing right now is the 5 of Wands. This is an abandonment. This is about being abandoned. It's about being cast aside, being left out in the cold, kind of discarded, walked away from. This is a breakup kind of an energy. So we've got sadness and remorse about the loss of something here, some sort of an emotional loss. It looks like a breakup type of an energy underlying that. I have 6 of Pentacles next, which is more Taurus energy. We're advancing from the 5 to the 6. So progress is happening on something in the physical sense. This is supposed to be a card of balance. It's supposed to be like generosity and reciprocity, like you scratch my back and I scratch yours. You take care of me, I take care of you. It's like equal give and take, balance. But it can sometimes represent the merchant giving to 2 people in the physical sense. It could be that we're just trying to balance out some breakup that took place, some walking away, and we got some sort of a choice about what is it that I really want. Do I want to birth something new, or do I want to be fully committed to this? I have the World right behind that. This is the final card of the major arcana. This is the ending of one cycle and at the same time, the beginning of the next cycle, where you start back over at the Fool. In terms of zodiac signs, this is the 4 fixed signs. So Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. I've got some Scorpio here. I've got 2 Taurus cards here. Got a lot of fixed energy out here already. You could be dealing with another Aries. You could be dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, a Scorpio, Leo. I've seen a couple of times. Leo again. There's a little Libra, a little bit of Cancer, a little bit of Sag, a little bit of Libra again. A little bit of Capricorn. You could be dealing with any of those signs. Hell, you could be dealing with literally any sign. This is a collective reading, so it's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you're dealing with, because I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I were doing a personal reading for you. So I'm just going to continue calling out all the signs as they stick out to me, just in case that means anything to you. But this is the 4 fixed signs. So it's looking like we're trying to come to an ending of some kind of a cycle and begin a new cycle here that looks like it's based on stability. This is more Aries energy, the 4 of Wands, stability of the home, stability of the family, stability of the connection between the 2 of you. These 4 wands represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting. This is a celebration energy. It can be celebrations of the home and the family. So again, it can be a wedding, an engagement, some sort of a celebration in the home family like that. This is also just an energy of the thing that I really want for my life, the thing I've been trying to manifest. It's actually showed up and it's stable in the physical reality, and it's worth celebrating the arrival of it now. This is really looking like we had a problem. There's regrets about the problem, and we're looking for a way to balance it out and end the cycle of this negativity that's been going on, this negative emotions, this abandonment here, and trying to get back to a place of stability is what it's looking like. When I clarify this Five of Cups, I get the Five of Swords, Justice, the Three of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Got a lot of really low numbers right here. This Five of Swords is Aquarius energy. Again, fives are conflict. This can be a conflict in communicating, like a verbal conflict, screaming match, cussing each other out, fighting, arguing, using words like weapons. This is sometimes a betrayal taking place. Sometimes it's a person who has this winning at all cost mentality, like I'm going to get what I want, and if you have to get hurt in order for me to get what I want, well, sorry about your luck. It can be an energy like that. At its core, this card is just like a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event taking place here. Justice. This is the Libra Major Arcana card. This is the most powerful card of balance in the deck. We saw the Six of Pentacles. This is that in like the Trump version of that. So this is like, it's about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword on the card is used to cut away something that's not in balance, so balance can be restored, and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. This card shows up usually when there's something going on that's unfair, unjust has occurred, and this is the need to correct that, to like right the wrong. Something out of balance is happening, and this is the need to correct that, so balance gets restored. I got a lot of negative energy around that. This Three of Swords is Libra energy of heartbreak and sadness, usually from a third energy. So I've got sadness and remorse, heartbreak and sadness, mental, psychological pain, potentially betrayal. In the center of this painful thing and this heartbreaking thing from a third energy, I've got the Justice card saying, hey, something not right has happened here, and this needs fixed. This third energy is not always a romantic third party. It definitely can be. That third energy can be a whole lot of different things. Like anything that we human beings do enough of is eventually going to pick up its own energy. So my work has its own energy at this point. Going to school can get in the way. Like spending too much time partying can get in the way. Like nosy friends, nosy family members, co-workers, neighbors, anybody that's not you or your person sticking their nose where it doesn't belong can be that third energy. Like partying too much, too many Doritos, watching too much Netflix, like anything can be that third energy. So it's way too early to say we got a third party or something like that, but there's definitely something wrong here. The final clarifier is this Four of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy. Again, fours are stability. This would be physical world stability, financial stability. It's also an energy of someone who's holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. So this could be that even though we have had a breakup and we've got something not pleasant going on behind the scenes at some point, there's still this energy of I don't want to let go of it. That's the shared energy affecting both of you. I'll freely admit it doesn't fully make sense to me right now. It almost never does at this early stage in the reading. I will come back to this as I go through your energy, Aries, because then I'll be able to see how that relates to you. I'll come back to it again as I go through your person's energy, because then I can see how it relates to them. That's the shared energy. Your energy in this connection for May 2024, Aries. First card's always the most important. You got the Four of Pentacles central to your energy. Excuse me. That's the Six of Pentacles. I need to learn how to read today. 10 of Pentacles is central to your energy, and your final card is the 10 of Wands. So I got two 10s. 10s are completions. So I've got two completion energies on your side. This Six of Pentacles, we already saw that. That's right here under the underlying this shared energy affecting you both. It can be an energy of balance. It can be an energy of trying to balance this connection back out. Trying to be equal give and take here. Sometimes, like I said, though, this card can represent the merchant giving to two people in the physical sense. So that would be your person in this case. Tell me about this Six of Pentacles, please. Why is this the first card for Aries in this connection in May 2024? Come here. All right. Bottom of the deck, Page of Wands. Pages are messengers, so this would be news and messages and communications about passion and desire. So passionate messages taking place, can be expressing interest or expressing desires. This is also the minor arcana version of the Fool. So it's a toned down version of the Fool. It's not so much like, hey, screw this, I'm just going to jump off the cliff and worry about it on my way down. This is more like, I have the willingness to take the very first steps down this brand new path towards something that I have passion and desire for. And then that intensifies a little bit. So this is starting to look a little fishy to me now. We're going from the Page up to the Knight of Wands. So advancing energy again. This is more like thinking about doing something, talking about doing something, having the willingness to take the first step, but not having actually done it yet. This is moving up into taking action on it. Knights are action takers. This would be actions toward passion and desire, rushing forward, taking some rapid, passionate action on something there's a lot of desire for. It's the second fastest knight in the deck, so it's very fast energy. This sometimes gets referred to as the player of the tarot deck. It can be this wishy-washy bullshit, in and out, back and forth kind of an energy. Someone who's playing two sides of the fence here, like could be a person who comes rushing in all passionately and tells you everything you want to hear in order to get what they want. But then they rush out somewhere else and do that same routine there and tell that person everything they want to hear to get what they want. And they come back playing both sides of the fence. This can just be a person who is non-committal in the sense of that they can't stay fully committed to what they say they want. They say they want something, they act like they want it, they start like taking all this rapid action and they seem really gung-ho about getting the thing that they want, but then something happens and they pull back and they go a different direction. So it could be any of those types of things happening here, but it's feeling like we got the stage of talking about it to the stage of doing something about it, and that leads us to Death, which is the Scorpio major arcana card. This is an ending. This is something dying so it can be reborn again in a different way. This usually involves a very painful transition period after the ending of something, a very painful transformation process taking place after the ending of something. And it looks like that's brought about by what looks like passionate messages and expressing interest to moving into the stage of doing something about that. That could be what's going on here with Merchant giving to 2. It could be what's going on with what I'm seeing here in this choice that I have. What is it that I want? Do I want commitment that I have happiness with? Or do I want to birth some new thing, some new relationship that I have happiness with? I must not have gone far enough. I have the 10 of Swords right behind that. Again, this is a swift ending to something. Sometimes it's an ending that you don't see coming. Sometimes it's an ending in betrayal. But no matter how you slice that, it's an ending. So I've seen 2 cards that represent an ending. I had the World in the story here for the shared energy, and I have 2 completion cards out here as your next 2 cards that we're going to clarify next. When I clarify this 6 of Pentacles, I get the 2 of Cups, the Emperor, the Lovers, and the Star. So 3 out of your 4 clarifiers are major arcana cards. That's powerful energy that's affecting you. This 2 of Cups is Cancer energy. This is a love connection between 2 people. It's I breathe you in, you breathe me in. We're connected, but it's a 2, and in tarot, 2s represent choices. So this is either some sort of a choice in the connection between the 2 of you, or it can even be a choice between 2 different people here. I'm starting to feel that. Next clarifier is the Emperor. This is the Aries major arcana card. This is an energy of control. It's about taking control, taking charge of the situation. It's a master manifester kind of an energy in terms of it's someone who has all the tools, abilities, and resources to put together a plan to get what they want and then execute the plan to get what they want. This would be the person who's calling the shots, making the rules, setting the boundaries. Kind of what I say goes. This should be your energy. I'm not 100% sure if it is yet. It could be that this is your person's energy and they're kind of calling the shots because they dictated the policy here in terms of the choice that was being made. Next, I have the Lovers, which is the major arcana version of this Two of Cups that's out here. This is another love connection type of a thing. It's a very powerful connection in terms of how you feel about it. It's showing up in your energy. But a long time ago, before the card was called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. So this is really about the interconnectedness between people, and this person can't make decisions without those decisions also affecting you, and vice versa. So it's the interconnectedness of us that way. It's also sometimes a choice about the connection itself, or a choice between two lovers. I do have Three of Swords out here, third energy. I've got 3 cups spilled here, 3 cups of love. I'm getting ahead of myself. I got the 3 of Cups as one of those 2 cards that came out first for your person. And I've got a very clear choice being presented here that doesn't necessarily feel like it's yours. And the overall energy is some choice between commitment and happiness, or happiness from a new beginning. Final clarifier for 6 of Pentacles is the Star. This is the Aquarius major arcana card. This is a card of healing. It's a card of hope. Sometimes it's a card of wish fulfillment. Sometimes in a love reading, this card can indicate that you're feeling like this person is the one for you, like they're a gift to you from the universe. You're feeling guided toward them. I do want to be clear that having both of these cards in your energy is not God or spirit or source or the universe or the divine, or however you personally view that. It's not that sending down a message to me that, yes, I'm telling you that this person is the one for Aries. That's not what this ever means in a tarot reading, and any reader that tells you that is full of shit. This is showing up in your energy because odds are you felt that way about this connection at some point. The problem with the Star is this is the card that comes right after the Tower in the sequence of the major arcana. So you don't ever make it to the Star energy without going through a Tower of some kind first, where something important in your life comes crashing down all around you. It's like a foundation rocking event where nothing's the same after that. Sometimes that's the collapse of the relationship. Sometimes that's the collapse of a belief system that you had, either about your person or the relationship, or even about love as a whole. This card being here tells me that a Tower has happened already at this point, and this is probably you trying to maintain the hope that this can be healed and put back together, because you feel the power of this connection. Now, if this Emperor is your energy, this is you trying to take control of this so it can be balanced out, so the correct decision about this connection gets made and we heal it. It could just as easily be that Emperor is your person, and they have created the situation here because they put together a plan and executed the plan to get what they want, and that choice has now affected you. Either way, central to your energy in this connection is the 10 of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. This is most people's goal in terms of the physical reality. It would be maximum stability, maximum abundance, maximum prosperity. It can be the combining together of 2 people or 2 families and all their assets and resources in order to build this stable, abundant, prosperous home life that we all want. This would be like living together, being married, combining lives together, trying to build a life together. Why is that central to Aries energy in this connection for May 2024, please? Let's get to one more. Okay, time out. They're giving me all kinds of extra stuff again. Trying to come too fast. What is going on? There's another one in here. I feel you. Where'd you go? Come here. There you are. I see you. Man. On the bottom of the deck, 4 of Wands. Excuse me. Aries energy. Again, this is stability. Stability of your home life. Stability of your family life. Stability of the connection between the 2 of you. Again, the 4 Wands are 1111. That's the number of manifesting. This is saying something that I want is actually shown up here. Looks like during a time when we have stability, where we're either building a life together, or we're living together, or we're married. I've got 3 cards out here already with this Hierophant, this 4 of Wands, and the 10 of Pentacles that would indicate marriage, or at the minimum going toward marriage. Excuse me. And right behind that, I have that 6 of Pentacles again, which this would be balance But it can also represent the merchant giving to two people during a time when we're actually physically combined our lives together and have stability together. And the world, the ending of a cycle and the beginning of the next cycle. So this is looking like something fishy has happened during a time when you're together. Yeah, and the end leads to this Five of Pentacles. Again, Taurus energy of abandonment, being cast aside. There's a breakup here. There's an end to the stability. And it looks like because someone was giving to two people, like having someone else besides just you. When I clarify this Ten of Pentacles, King of Swords, Seven of Swords, Four of Cups, Eight of Wands. King of Swords is Aquarius or Gemini energy. I feel like I've said Aquarius quite a bit now. This is a decision-making energy, but it's someone who's very emotionally detached when they make their decisions. They don't consult their emotions. They don't consult their intuition. They don't want to even acknowledge that they have that stuff. They do have it. They're human beings. We all have emotions. We all have intuition. But this is someone who's only interested in looking at what's the truth, what's the facts, what's right in front of me, what can I see, what can I verify, and I'm going to decide based on that. This is a very logical, rational, analytical type of a person who isn't interested in how anyone feels, only in what's like right in front of me. Sometimes that can feel like a person who's emotionally detached, emotionally distant, or even cold and calculated. It's right beside this choice about the connection here, or a choice between two different people. And it looks like being very emotionally detached when they make that choice. Seven of Swords, more Aquarius energy. This is lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind your back, trying to get away with something that they shouldn't be trying to get away with. Now, that's not the only meaning of the card. Sometimes this can represent self-preservation. The guy's stealing 5 of these 7 swords because he doesn't want to be hurt. So he's trying to protect himself. He's trying to steal this mentally and psychologically painful situation so that it doesn't actually hurt him. So it can represent not wanting to be hurt. It can even represent leaving something behind because he can only carry 5 and he's got to leave these other 2 swords behind. So it can mean any of those 3 things. It can mean different layers of all 3 of those things at the same time. That sneaky, deceptive behavior is tied to someone who is being very emotionally detached, cold and calculated, making decisions that are in their best interest. It's also tied to this Emperor, the person who's actually in control. Not feeling like you, Aries. 4 of Cups is the next clarifier. This is Cancer energy. This is about not being fully emotionally happy, not fully emotionally content with what I have right in front of me here. So much so that I'm daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that I believe is going to lead me to my happiness and my fulfillment. And I don't have that yet. Sometimes this is an energy of waiting on this thing to come in. Like, you notice the person's not happy with 3 cups in front of them. 3 of Cups can represent being reunited and celebrating, meaning I'm not happy because we're not together right now. 3 cups can also represent a third-party love triangle because there's 3 cups of love here, and I can't get that other person that you brought into our connection out of my head now. It can be any of that kind of stuff. This could be waiting on them to make a love offer to you, waiting on them to apologize to you, waiting on them to try to get this back with you, or even you contemplating trying to make a love offer to them and just not doing it yet. Maybe out of fear of rejection, maybe because you don't want to be hurt again. I'm not happy with what I have right now, and that's tied directly to the Lovers. Some choice either about this powerful connection or a choice between lovers. Final clarifier for 10 of Pentacles is the 8 of Wands, Sagittarius energy. This is very fast energy. It's faster than that Knight of Wands we saw earlier. The only thing faster than this is the Chariot. This is very, it can be rapid back and forth, passionate communications happening. This can be travel over distance. This can be very fast forward movement or progress on something that I have all this passion and desire for. This can just be an overwhelming amount of energy happening all at once. Like too much is happening all at once. It's too much to process. It's too much to like, I can't deal with all of this. It feels like really overwhelming energy. And beside that is hope that things move forward quickly here, that progress is made quickly. It doesn't seem like we're having progress, though. Final card for you, Aries, is the 10 of Wands. This is more Sagittarius energy. This is a heavy burden that you're carrying here. It's a 10, and 10s are completion, so this is supposed to be the completion of a heavy burden. In other words, getting to the point where you can lay this burden down and move forward without it. Tell me about this 10 of Wands, please. What's up with this heavy burden for Aries? Why is this here for Aries? We're getting sneaky extra cards all the time here. That's about the third time this has happened already. And you got an extra card every single time. I normally get 3 clarifiers. You got 4 every time. We got an extra one here, 4 clarifiers in the shared energy. Your person got an extra. They got 4 cards, period. On the bottom of the deck, underlying this 10 of Wands, 6 of Swords, more Aquarius energy. So I've seen the 5, the 6, and the 7 of Swords, which are all the Aquarius minor arcana cards. I've got the King of Swords out here, which would be the Aquarius court card. And I've got the Star out here, which is the Aquarius major arcana card. So I literally have every Aquarius card in the deck all out here in your energy right now. Well, I take that back. This is still underlying it, so it's not actually on the table yet. But I've seen a lot of Aquarius. I've seen a lot of fixed signs. Quite a bit of Sagittarius here recently, too. The 6 of Swords is moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving all these rough, choppy waters of your past behind you. It's at its core, this is about moving away from some mentally and psychologically painful situation or event that we have here in the shared energy. It's moving away from that pain and moving forward into the future toward what you want. But there is an implied choice that goes along with this. The woman and the child and all the swords stuck in the boat represent, even though I'm moving away from my past and moving forward into the future, I could be carrying some burdens along the way with me. I see that heavy burden right here. It's a 10. Like I said, completion of the burden. This is supposed to be where you lay the burden down and move on without it. And that's kind of the implied choice. Like, this painful thing has already happened. There's nothing that you or anyone else can do to change that at this point. Your real choice in the matter is, what do you do moving forward? Do you carry the burden that that pain has caused into your future with you so it continues to weigh you down? Or do you carry forward into your future the lesson that painful thing taught you so that something like this doesn't ever happen again? I get this card a lot when there's a moving away from a relationship or moving away from some painful stuff that's happened in a relationship. And sometimes that burden is actually your person. And this is a spot where, like, are you going to carry this person forward with you and let that burden come along for the ride with you and keep weighing you down? Or sometimes this is a case of like, hey, dude, are you going to finally learn your lesson and act right so we can move forward together? If not, I'm leaving you behind. Ace of Swords. That's the sword of decisions. Like, the Latin word that the word decision comes from literally means to cut off. This is about cutting off the other options until there's only one option left. Cutting off the other options. I got several references to options. One about passion and desire. One about emotions. One about a love connection here. This would be cutting off those options until there's only one option, and that is, in fact, how you make a decision. So you have a decision to make in terms of moving forward. It's directly related to, are you carrying a burden with you or not? I have Queen of Pentacles right behind that, Capricorn energy. This is like a wife type of an energy. Wife, mother figure, centerpiece of the home and the family. This would be who the King of Pentacles would build his life around. They would work together as equals to be husband and wife, to build that 10 of Pentacles, to maintain that 10 of Pentacles. Getting ahead of myself. First clarifier for this Ten of Wands is the King of Pentacles, the counterparts, the husband-wife energy here. So I have now had literally every card in the deck that could tell me I'm talking about a marriage right now. Again, if you're not married to this person, we got a very serious commitment between the two of you, and you probably spend so much time together physically that you might as well be married if you're not. There's either an energy of moving away from and cutting off wife here, or there's some sort of a decision about what I'm doing as wife type energy here. The Empress, the mother of the tarot deck, the birth of something new. Okay, there's some decision to make about the person I'm already with versus this new person here. And that is probably the burden that you're feeling because it ain't your decision, it's their decision. And that's the unfair, unjust thing that's occurring. That's why I'm seeing a betrayal. That's why I'm seeing third energy with heartbreak and sadness. That's why I'm seeing sadness and remorse and emotional loss and regrets and this energy of you wanting to hold on to it and not let go of it. When I clarify the Ten of Wands, I get the King of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Four of Swords, and the Hermit. Very, very interesting. Like I said, this is Virgo or Taurus energy. This is the husband type of an energy. It's sitting right beside this other king here. So this is like two very distinct sides of your person. This is like the version that you knew, and this is the version that you saw when this happened, and they don't match up. Next, I have the High Priestess. This is your intuition. This is your unconscious mind, your intuition. This is she who knows the truth, or excuse me, she who knows, period. She sits in front of the veil of consciousness, so she knows everything. She sees everything. She just doesn't always tell us everything. Sometimes there's stuff we don't need to know until it's time, at which point she clues you in through your intuition, through gut feelings, signs, synchronicities, a dream that has a message in it, just some internal knowing. She represents your intuition talking to you. And I think your intuition was probably telling you something you did not want to be true. It's tied to the person that you're with here. And it's also tied to this Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, deception, something being way fishy, something way off here. And this is like your intuition is telling you that. Four of Swords. This is Libra energy. Again, fours are about stability. So this would be stability of the thoughts, stability of the mind, trying to stabilize my mind here, trying to calm my head down, take a rest, take a pause, like chill out and relax and try to calm my thinking down so I can figure out what to do here. It's tied to another four, this Four of Cups, not being fully happy with what I have and still feeling the power of this connection and probably missing the connection. That's probably what this cup is that's hanging here in the air with nothing being done about it. I do see the overall energy is a choice about what is it I really want. Final clarifier for this Ten of Wands burden you're carrying is the Virgo Major Arcana card, the Hermit. This is actually like the Major Arcana version of this, or this would be the Minor Arcana version of this, I should say. The key difference here is this is a choice. This is like I'm choosing to try to calm my thinking down. I'm trying to figure out something here. This is much less of a choice than that. This is not something that you voluntarily choose to do most of the time. Most of the time something happens and it forces you into hermit mode. This would be withdrawal, isolation, like communication shutting down. Sometimes I'll get this when you guys just aren't talking for whatever reason, or if you are still talking, it's vastly different than it used to be. Sometimes I'll get this when somebody has ghosted you. This would be you being forced inside yourself to do some soul searching, some deep inner reflection, some deep contemplation, looking inside yourself for what is it that I need to adjust about me so that I can move forward the way that I want to. Probably spending some time by yourself trying to figure that out. When you're in hermit mode, that is usually when you can hear your high priestess the best. It's usually when your intuition talks to you the loudest. I do have this overwhelming amount of energy being tied to the Hermit. So too much has happened all at once, and it's probably forced you inside yourself. And there's still that hope that things can be healed. Actually, the star is the thing that's in the Hermit's lantern. So it's about taking that divine light from the universe and shining it down inside yourself, trying to figure out what's actually going on. What do I need to adjust? How do I move forward from here? That's your energy in this connection, Aries, and trying to scoot this over and get some room to take a look at your person's energy. For them, the first card is the most important, but they got two cards. They got Strength and the Three of Cups. Central to their energy is the Queen of Wands. And the final card for your person is the Two of Swords. Strength is the other Leo major arcana card. We saw the other one, the Sun, 3 cards deep, tied to this commitment, but also tied to this idea of birthing something new. And then the ending that comes after that birthing of something new. Strength is about going through a very difficult situation that's requiring all of their internal strength in order to even make it through this. They have the strength to make it through it. They're just being forced to dig down deep and find it. That could actually be what's happening to you, and it's showing up here because they've created that by bringing this third cup of love in. This can even represent for your person like trying to tame that beast inside themselves, where they have these urges and these desires and this piece of themselves that is trying to do something, and they're trying to rein that piece of themselves in and hold themselves back and not let themselves do something stupid and make some kind of a mistake that they regret later. So it's that struggle against a piece of myself. Usually people lose that battle. Three of Cups is next, which again is Cancer energy, and it can represent a third-party love triangle because there are 3 cups of love in the picture. It can also represent being reunited and celebrating. So I'm either having a difficult time because we're not together anymore, and I have sadness and remorse about something, about a betrayal, about some unfair thing, about some third energy causing a heartbreaking thing, and I don't want to let go of you. It could be that. It could be that. Unfortunately, it could also be, I had the third party. I couldn't hold myself back, and it could be I want to hold on to that third party as well. So it's too early to say yet. Tell me more about Strength in the Three of Cups. Why is that the first card for Aries romantic person of interest in May 2024? Looking like they're not wanting to talk as much as they were. Okay. Yeah. Bottom of the deck. Ace of Swords. Again, this is the sword of truth. It's the sword that you make a decision with. It's also the sword you would use to cut away something that's not in balance. It's the sword that's here in this Justice card. It's even the sword you would use to sever a relationship and cut someone out of your life. Page of Wands, again, news messages and communications about passion and desire, expressing interest, having the willingness to take the first steps down a new path toward passion and desire. And then we're escalating up again to that Knight of Wands, that very fast forward movement toward passion and desire. And this person looks like they tried to resist it, but ultimately they couldn't help themselves. Yeah, Six of Swords. There's the Aquarius energy of leaving something behind and moving away from it and moving forward toward what they want. Damn. When I clarify Strength in the Three of Cups, I get the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Fool. Nine of Wands is Sagittarius energy, so I've got the 8, the 9, and the 10 out here, and the 10 again out here. So I've got all the Sagittarius minor arcana cards. I'm missing the Court card. I'm missing the major arcana card. This is an energy of healing. This is the wounded warrior. It's also an energy of being defensive about something, being walled off. The wounded warrior has been hurt, which is why he's built this wall around himself. It's his defense mechanism. It's his way of trying to protect himself so he doesn't continue to get hurt, so he doesn't get hurt again. He doesn't want to be hurt. He's trying to heal so he can get his energy right to move forward. Sometimes this can just represent that there is a barrier in the way here. They have erected some sort of a wall. I do have the Emperor, which feels like your person over here. That would be the person that sets the boundaries, that creates the barriers. And have the Ten of Wands next, which was the final card out here in your energy, that heavy burden being carried. Again, it's the completion. It's supposed to be the spot where I lay the burden down, where I cut the burden away and move on without it. We got advancing energy again, going from the 9 to the 10. So that's like the third time I've seen that now too. Like progressing energy happening. Got the Ace of Pentacles next. Aces are opportunities. This is a physical, tangible, new opportunity being presented to your person. This is not some idea or a concept. This is a physical, tangible, I can touch it, physical opportunity here. There is a burden tied to that opportunity. Got the Fool next. Okay. I've seen this Page of Wands twice now. That's the minor arcana version of the Fool. It's a more toned down version of the Fool, but this is having the willingness to take the first step. But then we rapidly go into this very fast forward movement toward that passion, desire oriented thing. The Fool is about saying, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to go for it. I don't need to know what all the steps are before I take this first step. I don't need to know what the end result is going to be before I take the first step. This is, I'm ready. I'm just going to leap off this cliff, and I'll worry about how to grow wings on my way down. I'll figure this out as I go. This looks like I jumped headfirst on some new opportunity here. I tried to hold myself back. I tried to put walls up, and I just couldn't. I couldn't handle the burden of that opportunity looking at me. Looks like for another cup, and this is me just going for it. Yep, this can also represent foolish behavior, taking unnecessary risks on this opportunity, taking risks outside of the connection because a physical opportunity to do so presented itself. That could be why I'm seeing sadness and remorse and possible regrets and guilt. It's probably why I'm seeing this betrayal, this third energy here that's causing a heartbreaking thing, the unfair, unjust stuff going on. I don't know if this is they couldn't let go of the opportunity that presented itself, or now they've already done all of this and they still don't want to let go of you after the fact. Too early to tell yet. Central for your person's energy, Aries, is the Queen of Wands. This is either Aries or Leo energy. This is a bold, passionate, fiery, determined person that knows exactly what she wants. She usually doesn't take no for an answer. She goes out and she gets what she wants. Sometimes that can be a drama queen. Sometimes this represents not so much a sign of a person, but more the qualities of a person. This would be like, it's the fire queen. So it's the hot queen, the attractive queen, the one that I would have passion and desire aimed at, the one that I would have attraction to. Very high up in the wand suit, and the wand is the phallic symbol of the deck. It represents the male phallus, using it to be intimate, sexual energy, sex. So this would be a person of feminine energy that's driven and motivated in that regard. This could be a person that your person has a lot of passion and desire and attraction towards. So tell me more about this Queen of Wands, please. That could actually represent you, Aries. You, fire sign energy, could totally represent you. Let's get one more of this. Thank you. On the bottom of the deck, Page of Wands again. So this is someone having the willingness to take the first steps toward this person that they have all this passion, desire, and attraction for. This is expressing interest, passionate messages, having the willingness to take the first step. Page of Cups, more communications. This would be lovey-dovey messages, expressing feelings, expressing emotions. Being at the beginning stages of a new love connection where we're just at the stage of talking about things right now. And then decision gets made. Decision to just go for it. There's that Knight of Wands again, very fast, forward moving energy. Okay, pages are the least form of the court cards. They're not fully developed. They're always like a child or a young person on the card. So it can be not fully developed energy, not fully mature energy. I got emotionally immature here. This is looking not so pleasant, because I go from this immature talking about it, thinking about it, communicating about it, to a decision gets made to just go for it very, very quickly. When I clarify Queen of Wands, Chariot, Hanged Man, Two of Wands. The Chariot is the Cancer Major Arcana card. This is the fastest energy in the whole tarot deck. It's faster than the Eight of Wands that we've seen already out here in your energy. It's faster than that Knight of Wands. This is, at its core, this is about, it can be a person who doesn't recognize their own strength. They don't realize how much ability they have to cause damage around them. They're kind of missing their conscience. Like the card that comes after the Chariot in the sequence of the major arcana is Strength. And that woman on the card with the lion that's got the white gown on, she represents a person's conscience, like the ability to know right from wrong. And this person might not be fully developed enough to put those two together there. At its core, this card is about overcoming obstacles that are in their way, like using sheer willpower alone to move past all the roadblocks and hurdles and stuff that's in their way, just through sheer will alone, and move forward very fast, successfully. There is an issue of alignment here. I've got the dark side, the shadow side, and the light side over here. The driver doesn't have reins to control this, so he uses willpower alone to steer this. And if he's not in alignment, if both pieces of himself aren't pulling in the same direction, this thing either is every bit as stuck as the Hanged Man, which we have coming up next, doesn't go anywhere, or worse yet, when it does move forward, it pulls itself in two different directions and it tears itself in half as it tries to go forward. That can represent your person's internally conflicted about which direction do I go, you or this new opportunity I have. Could even be that they're pulling one way and you're pulling a different way, and this is tearing in half as it goes. This could just mean your person is out of alignment and they're hell-bent and determined to move forward no matter what to get what they want. Go through all these obstacles that are in their way to get to this person that they have all this passion, desire, and attraction toward. Sometimes I get this when somebody's just getting in the Chariot and getting the hell out of Dodge pronto. But this Hanged Man being next, it's like something is not right here. This is Pisces energy of progress halting. There is no forward movement happening. Things are stuck. They're at a dead standstill. It doesn't really fit with the Chariot if there's this really fast movement to get past all the obstacles that are in this person's way. This is like things are stuck and not moving. Now the Hanged Man is hanging upside down because he's trying to look at things from a different point of view than he normally would look at things from. He's trying to figure out what out here has me stuck. What do I do to get unstuck? How do I move forward from here? Notice though, he's looking at things from a different perspective, and things are always external to us. So they're looking for the problem to be external to them. They're looking for the solution to be external to them. This is not looking inside myself like you're doing. They're both very similar energies, except where the focus goes. This is, I'm looking at me. What about me do I need to make adjustments to so things move forward correctly? This is, I'm looking outside of myself. What about you has this stuck? How is this your fault that this wasn't moving right and I had to do what I was doing? So a lot of times this will be somebody who's not accepting their responsibility in the situation, and they have this sometimes a helpless victim mentality. It's not my fault I cheated on you. It's your fault you cheated on me. It's not my fault. If she wouldn't have walked past me looking all hot, I wouldn't have done that. So it's always like some kind of bullshit excuse here. And that is tied to the heavy burden that's being carried here. I'm feeling like this person probably has got that kind of a mentality here, and that is the actual problem that they need to overcome. But they're probably viewing the problem as something entirely different than that. Final clarifier for this Queen of Wands is the Two of Wands, Aries energy. That's the overall energy of the reading. It's a choice. It's a decision about what is it I really want, and which of these two things is going to get me to that, and which one do I leave behind. So it's a passion, desire type of a choice. And this is in the column headed off by the Queen of Wands, this person I have all this passion and desire for. That's the opportunity that's presenting themselves here, this new opportunity. And I have to choose between what feels like staying stuck in what I have versus going after this new opportunity. See, what I have now is a commitment. And yes, there's happiness to it. But if you look at the way the sun and our solar system works, like the sun is in the center and all the planets are stuck in its orbit because it has all this gravity. We can't escape from the sun's orbit or its gravity. It could be something like that. Maybe they've got happiness tied to this commitment with you, but also feeling a bit trapped by the commitment. And they also have happiness tied to this birth of something new, this new connection that they've got here. And there's an ending here. I just don't know who that ending is with, because that's what this choice is about. Which one do I actually want? The commitment I already have, or this new beginning that I have happiness tied to as well? So they're at that decision point. The only I'm reading this to you in columns, but I'm also connecting it back in rows as I read it to you. The only thing so far in your person's energy that doesn't have anything with it in the row is the Fool, taking that blind leap of faith on something. That could also be foolish behavior, foolish decision making, taking risks outside of the connection. I think that's what's happened. This person seems to be stuck in the sense of like, I want to hold on to you, Aries, and the commitment that we have, but I also want to hold on to this new opportunity that I have. And I think I made a mistake here. I think I chose something that I regret. It's entirely possible even that it didn't matter what they chose. They were going to experience a loss either way. They were going to experience a regret either way, because somebody was going to get hurt no matter what. Sometimes Five of Swords is malicious. Like, I want to hurt you. I want to see you suffer. And that brings me some jollies here. Sometimes this is a spot where a person's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like, I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. If I choose option A, I hurt you, and I don't want to do that. If I choose option B, I hurt this new person, and I don't want to do that. And if I choose to do nothing, well, somebody's getting hurt anyway. So no matter what, there's going to be pain here. And it's an unfair, unjust situation. I can't really tell the difference yet if this is like them having regrets about hurting anyone, or honestly, it's looking like they chose to take the leap of faith and go a different direction than you. But this final card here is a little bit confusing too, because it's a 2. It's this Libra energy. The 2 of Swords is a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. The person on the card's blindfolded. So sometimes the blindfold represents, I just don't have enough information in order to be able to make the decision yet. I can't see everything. I don't know enough to be able to decide. But sometimes that blindfold is just blinders that a person has on. Like, seriously, if she can't decide between these two swords because she can't see, why doesn't she just lay a damn sword down and take the blindfold off? And then she'd be able to see. Easy decision. But she's refusing to do that. So sometimes this can represent that the person is wearing the blinders on purpose because there's something they don't want to see. They don't want to look at that. Tell me about this 2 of Swords. Why is that here as the final card for Aries romantic person of interest in May 2024? All this making me dig for it. That's just This doesn't feel very forthcoming. Like, I just got the Queen of Swords speaking the truth out here. This doesn't feel forthcoming. It doesn't feel like it's easy to get the information out of them when you talk with them. Bottom of the deck, Four of Wands, Aries energy of stability of the home, stability of the family life, stability of the connection between you. But those Four Wands, like I said, are 1111, the number of manifesting. The thing that your person wants has appeared and is stable in physical reality right in front of them. And that's why they have a choice. This opportunity with another person that they have attraction for presented itself to them. This decision that they're not making really looks like the decision of which one of you two do I want. And I need to pick one and get rid of the other one. But I don't think they do that. I think they hold on to both you and this new person. Which is why there's betrayal and winning at all costs. And why there's this unfair, unjust thing and this third energy here. I think they're choosing not to decide. Yeah. Six of Pentacles, Taurus energy, the merchant giving to two. The Wheel of Fortune. There's another card that indicates the four fixed signs here. This is Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. I feel like I've spoken a lot about fixed sign energy out here, but this would be a change in the luck and fortune to your connection. In other words, the wheel spinning the other way, and now things go to hell in a handbasket really quick. That pivotal moment where everything changes is based on something showing up physically for them and them giving to two people. I think that's the turn of events that changed everything. Could even represent a cycle of something happening more than once. I have seen the world a couple times, which could also represent, okay, well, that ended, but then it started over again. So we could have a cyclic pattern of behavior of them involving another person. Maybe that's part of what they don't want to let go of. That third energy, new opportunities, being able to just say screw it and go for new opportunities. Either way, when I clarify this decision that needs made and hasn't been made, I get Five of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Five of Cups is Scorpio energy. That is the shared energy affecting both of you here. This is sadness and remorse about the past, regrets, being focused on the 3 cups that have been spilled. I got those 3 cups as one of their very first cards here. Feeling really strongly that there's another person in this one. There's still a connection in the background for them. Connection with you. They have to make a choice about, but they're not making the choice. There's another connection in the background too. A connection between the other person they have to make a choice about, and they haven't done that. Choice between 2 lovers, a choice between 2 cups of love. It's all over this thing. Yeah, that's part of the obstacle that they have, is the actual decision. That's part of the wall that's in their way, is because they're hiding behind that. They're not actually doing it. Next, I have Page of Pentacles, which is news, messages, and communications about some physical, tangible, real-world opportunity presenting itself. This is also, like I said, it's a page, so it's not fully developed energy. This is a person who is at the early stages of planning for their future. It's not a fully developed plan yet. They haven't officially decided what they're going to do, and they're still stuck, not actually moving on anything right now, but they're still stuck carrying this heavy burden. Like, they want to go fast, but I think they're internally conflicted hard about what is it that I actually do. They have a new opportunity, and they're communicating about it. Queen of Swords is the final clarifier. This is Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. I've got she who knows over here on your side. That's your intuition telling you something. But when your intuition's talking, it's a feeling. It's an image in your mind. It's not factual data. Well, the Queen of Swords represents, I know the truth already. I see what happened. And the reason she holds her hand out like that is she's offering to let them tell their side of the story. Speak your truth. Tell me your side of the story. The problem is she already knows. So at this stage, so what story they tell her better match the truth, or she's cutting their head off. So this is speaking the truth on something and then cutting off the thing or the person that isn't in your best interest anymore. They need to make a decision. They need to have a difficult conversation with somebody, but they're not doing it. They have a choice to make, and it looks to me like they're choosing the new opportunity. But in order to actually do that and be able to successfully move forward and not be stuck where they are, they have to have that conversation and they have to cut someone off. They're just not doing that. Now, if you still have questions you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Aries love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.